When someone dies, you become overnight and without applying for a job, their personal assistant. There are, by my count, 27 different organisations that you might need to tell. And nobody hands you the list. So here it is, in a sensible order, with the 2 free services that knock out half of it in one go. Put the kettle on and let's go through it together. Group 1, Government, covered almost entirely by TELUS once. HMRC for tax, DWP for benefits and state pensions, DVLA for the driving licence and vehicle, HM Passport Office, and then there's the local council for council tax, electoral roll, blue badge, and any council services like a bus pass. The one addition, if a person owned a vehicle, the DVLA also needs to know who's keeping it or selling it, and this is a quick separate form. Group 2, Money. Banks and building societies can be notified via the Death Notification Service. Once this is done, accounts are frozen, which sounds alarming, but is actually protective. The direct debits will stop and nobody can touch the money until the estate is sorted. Then you have to think about any private or workplace pension providers. They will stop payments and tell you about any death benefits, and it is worth asking that question directly because pensions often pay out something. Life insurance, obviously, and then the quieter ones that people often forget. General insurance for home, car, travel and pets. Because a person's car insurance does not transfer to you just because you have the keys. And an unoccupied house has insurance conditions that might be worth checking out. Then there's the credit card companies, any loans, or the mortgage provider. And if the person has rented out, the landlord or housing association, and do this promptly because rent and notice periods keep running. Group 3, household utilities, gas, electric and water. If the house will stand empty for a while, please tell them that it is unoccupied and take meter readings the day that you do so. Then there's broadband, phone and mobile contracts. And it's worth knowing that most mobile providers will enter contracts on death without penalty rather than holding the estate to the remaining months. TV licence, which cannot be updated or refunded in some cases, and then there's the Royal Mail, where a redirect of the person's post to you for a few months is generally one of the most useful things that you can set up, because the post itself becomes your reminder list of everyone you have missed out so far. Group 4, life admin, GP surgery, dentist and optician. So appointments and reminders stop, although the GP usually hears through the death registration. Then you've got a list of subscriptions and memberships, which in modern life is longer than you would expect. Things like streaming services, gym memberships, clubs, charities that they gave to monthly, magazines, online deliveries. The post redirect will surface most of these over a couple of months, so you don't need to find them all in the first week. Group 5, digital life, email and social media accounts, of course. Facebook and Instagram, memorize an account, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, This keeps it visible but locked, or close them entirely, and both need a copy of the death certificate. Both Apple and Google have processes for a deceased person's account, with their photos as well, which matter more than most people expect, because that is often where the pictures live. This deserves its own video, I think, and it is on the list, but for now, do not delete anything in a hurry, and do not feel that you must log in as them, when in actual fact most terms of service technically forbid anyway. And here's a protective one for you. Stopping the junk. Finally register the person with a bereavement registrar. It's a free service that removes their name from advertising mailing lists. It sounds minor until you have watched someone flinch at a glossy catalogue addressed to their late husband that died 8 months ago. 5 minutes online and the tide of junk mail slows to a twinkle. And while on protection, notifications of death do appear in funeral notices, and unfortunately, scammers read these too. If anyone rings demanding payment of a debt in the person's name, particularly when it's with any urgency, take the name, hang up, and check it calmly through the estate. Legitimate creditors wait, only scammers hurry. So in summary, there's a possible 27 organisations you have to notify, but with Tell Us Once, the Death Notification Service, and the Royal Mail Redirect, these will do most of the work for you. So it's a far shorter list of actual phone calls than it first appears, and none of it has to happen in the first week. The full list, grouped exactly as I've just gone through it, is written out in the description below. And here is the usual honest note. I am not a solicitor or financial advisor, just someone who has been through all of this and wants to make it easier for the next person. So please treat this as general information rather than advice on your specific estate. And please also take proper advice for legal and money decisions. Go gently, and I will see you in the next one.